Good afternoon. Today is Saturday, the 4th of July, and tomorrow is the 5th of July. That's the sermon that we'll be posting to our Grace EPC Facebook page later on. And as we gather for worship tomorrow morning, we're excited once again to gather together to know that the Lord is with us and that we stand firm upon our rock, Jesus Christ. We can stand firm in him and through him, and it is a great joy to be able to do that together and lean on each other, to support one another. As you know, we have needs here in our community and needs in our church family. We continue to lift up those who are struggling with health difficulties, their tests and procedures, those like Bernie who are getting ready to move. We lift him up in prayer. And those who are going through various transitions, we rejoice with those who rejoice, like Mike and Francis. Congratulations on the birth of your granddaughter, Naomi Rose. And that's really exciting for you guys. We weep with those who weep. We are mindful of the family of Reggie Holland Sr. So we lift them up in prayer as he died due to a motorcycle accident this week. And those are the times in which we live. Not only those, but also the continuing crisis of a pandemic, not knowing quite how to respond to that. As we're now in July, we are going to continue to meet on the playground as long as weather permits. It is heating up, but there are probably tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of churches around the world that meet without air conditioning in much more cramped conditions than we have. We have a great place to be able to do that here in the mountains, and so we do hope that you'll join us. It's been a unique experience, and we hope that it's been a blessing to you, and we pray that it would be a blessing to the Lord as well, that he would be exalted and glorified in our worship. So today we are beginning in earnest our series in 1 Peter. Last week we began by looking at the Gospel of John, chapter 21, and Peter's reinstatement into the apostolic group. And so we are remembering that as we move into Peter's letters, 1st and 2nd Peter, remembering exactly how the Lord had relieved him not only of his guilt, but also of his shame, the shame that required his reinstatement, a formal action, putting him back into fellowship with the other apostles, and most importantly, back into fellowship with Jesus and the triune God. So with these aspects of Peter's background, we can move into a better understanding of his letters, understanding who he was, understanding a bit more, getting more of a three-dimensional picture of who Peter was, so that we've got him speaking to us in our minds as we consider what he wrote to these elect exiles, as we find here in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 1. How does Peter's own past influence what he's writing to them, and how do we understand it for our own culture today? That's the task of preaching. That's the task of biblical understanding in our day, as it is in any day. And so we rejoice in this opportunity to revel in God's word, to consider what he's speaking to us even here and now, so that we might live faithfully as his people here in North America in the 21st century. So I hope this series will be a blessing to you. I hope that this time will be a blessing to you and that this sermon will enable you to further engage with the Lord as the foundation of your own identity in Him. And having that identity fixed in Him, you're able to go forth and live for Him day by day. So that's our introduction to 1 Peter and introduction to the message for today. And may the Lord bless you as you consider what He's speaking to you today.